All right. Triumph Street Scrambler. This is the 900. Looking forward to this one. Like a lot of people, always been into cafe racers, scramblers, things like that, but I've never had the opportunity to ride the Triumph. Got a nice rumble, parallel twin, 800cc motor. Not a powerhouse by any means, but it's not meant to be. This is meant to be a fun motorcycle, something that's capable around town and a little bit of light off road. So let's go do a little bit of both, shall we? One of the things that Triumph boasts about is the wide set handlebar and, of course, the 19-inch front wheel that they featured on this newer version. Parallel twin seems to have a nice little grab, a quick little acceleration to it. The handlebars do feel fantastic. The riding position for somebody in my lofty 5'7" and a quarter, I'm right about 5'7", between 5'6" and 5'7". But somebody of my height, the pegs are in a perfect riding position, which the pegs on this motorcycle do feature the off-road style of metal pegs with the removable rubber inserts. Now that's there for two reasons. The metal are going to be for off-road use. Whenever you're out there and you're having some fun slinging around in the dirt, doing the things that you're not supposed to be doing on a big old street bike, which again, this is not a big old street bike. This is a scrambler. But whenever you're out there, you want more traction, less comfort. That's how that usually goes. So you take the little rubber inserts out of your foot pegs, and it's going to take out the vibration dampening, but it's also going to give you a better grip on those nice gator style uh, pegs. Something that's going to grab a hold of the bottom of your boot and keep you in the position you want to be, especially when you're going to be getting out there and getting a little rough and rambunctious. One of the things that I did read about when researching this motorcycle was people often did comment on the location of the exhaust pipe you see here. It does come underneath of your right thigh, and it does get a little warm, but there is an actual plate, a heat shield there to be able to keep you protected. And it does get warm, but it does not get overly hot that I've had an experience to feel yet. But you do feel the existence of that pipe on the inside of your right thigh whenever you put your leg down at a rest. Now, again, this may not be an issue for somebody taller than myself. Again, I'm only about 5'7", so not a tall guy. Today we're going out on the outskirts of Jacksonville to Jennings State Park, Jennings National Forest. It's just outside of Jacksonville. In a nice little spot. You'll see a lot of adventure riders head out there. I've come out here before on one of my videos. And whenever I have anything with an off-road capability, it does seem to be where to take it. A little bit of sand in the road. Just because you're on a dual sport or dual sport style tires does not mean you want to get overzealous whenever you're dealing with sand on a roadway. It doesn't matter how good your tires are. It's almost like a leaf on a roadway. It is going to get slippery. Now here we are in the Jennings State Forest. A little bit of soft sand here. I mean, it is just a dirt road at this point, but the sand is a little soft. Anybody who's ridden in Florida understands the treachery of soft sand. And this bike does feel pretty solid going down in it. I've ridden many motorcycles in conditions that you're not supposed to be riding them. And, well, you definitely feel a bike whenever it's not supposed to be on that terrain. You know, right now we've got a lot of bumps, a lot of vibrations from what we like to call down here the gator bumps, which is just the ridges on the back of a sandy dirt road that you see down here. Whenever people travel them fast, they form these little really tight bumps back and forth. You can see it in the road. But the old Street Scrambler here seems to be handling the bumps pretty well. The last time I brought a bike down here was the Royal Enfield Himalayan. Now, the Himalayan is a true dual sport motorcycle, and it did handle it a little bit more solid, I guess the way to put it. You can still feel a little bit of the wishy-washiness from the soft sand with this one, but I mean, a lot of that can be changed with tires. It's not necessarily the suspension's fault. And these have got maybe an 80-20 tire on it. So it's going to be like an 80% road capability, 20% off-road. But again, it is a pre-owned motorcycle. So, that being said, you can always just change the tire out to whatever needs you're going to have with it. You know, if you're going to be doing more on-road, then stick with something like this. If you're going to be doing more off-road, you know, TKC 80s. Those are always a great off-roader's choice. Downshifting. Everything holds nicely. Good grab on it. And I'm clipping along at around 40 miles an hour here. Alright, we're officially in the Jennings State Forest area. So, let's go. Now, at this point, we're going back and forth to hard pack to sand to hard pack to sand, and the motorcycle seems to really be going with every turn that is thrown at it. She handles it pretty well. The vibrations seem to smooth out nicely. Even the bigger dips like that one there, really not bad at all. Again, we're taking some pretty good bumps here, you know, hitting pretty hard, but the suspension's doing fine. You're going to run it in the stand-up position, like I am now. You can tell by the elevated part of it. It does feel pretty good. Not bad at all. I know usually whenever you're off-roading, you're going to be in the full attack position, which is going to be in that upright riding position. But this being a scrambler, as opposed to a complete dual sport, you're going to spend your time in the saddle mostly. You don't have the raised up pegs or brake levers to be able to operate it from a proper level in a standing position. But this is definitely a treacherous enough road area back here where you can really put the suspension of this motorcycle to the test, because she is just bopping along with every little bump and pothole that I tend to throw at it right now. She's definitely doing well. Let's head on down here to Bell Cemetery, shall we? If memory serves me correct, there's a nice little technical area back here. tooling around at 40, 45 mile an hour back here on these hard packed roads is effortless. You gotta be cautious. Definitely gotta be careful. Some loose gravel or sand on the top of this hard and packed, and it's just like hitting it on top of a rail, on top of the main road. So caution is always what you're gonna be able to maintain whenever you're going out and things like this. And here's our little technical section. I've taken motorcycles out here before in other videos. Let's go see how the Triumph fares, shall we? Again, not a whole lot here, just some good bumps and little hills. You can see what we're going with. So keep it low and see what she goes through. Nice soft sand, get a little squishy there. I mean, it's definitely not as easy playing as it was on dual sport bikes, but again, nothing bad about it at all. Four-wheel drive recommend to be on this point. What's back here? Definitely more like trail riding now. She's doing pretty well. I mean, again, I'm not going really fast here. We're only doing 20, 25 miles an hour tops. But she does seem to be handling it well. I know the sign says four-wheel drive. Seems one wheel is making it okay. Not a whole lot of grip, but a whole lot of beauty. And if you just kick it back and relax a little bit, she does handle the trail nicely. Now again, I wouldn't want to go too aggressively back here, on this machine anyway. It's definitely going to lean more towards the road than the off-road. But the suspension really does well. And I really think with a simple tire change, you would definitely be able to roll around pretty easily on this thing out here. But it's all dependent upon what it is your goals are for a motorcycle like this. And again, this is a Street Scrambler. So she does lean a little towards the street. Feel it trying to get a little squirrely back there. Again, this is really soft sand. Definitely getting a little squirrely. Before we get too much deeper, let's go ahead and head back out, shall we? As we were getting to the deeper sand, you can definitely feel that front end trying to float around on you, get a little loose. Just take it easy. Don't want to have any mistakes with your next motorcycle. As you can see, you can always take these areas harder. The bike is definitely capable of it, but out here test riding a motorcycle that doesn't belong to me, and that the company's actual goal is to sell, I want to make sure that you see that I am not beating on or being disrespectful to this bike at all. I'm just letting it see what she'll do. And right now, she's doing a hell of a job. One hell of a job. Big bump. Nice. She handled it no problems. Caught a little air, but hey, it's got the suspension to do it. And that 19-inch wheel makes it absorb any obstacles. Just like that. It was a nice sized root, but it took it with smooth and grace. A little squirrely, some very, very soft sand. When she came through it, you can tell whenever the revving motor gets a little higher and the bike's not picking up any speed, that's how you know you're in some good soft sand, because she's just rooster tailing behind me. I think we've definitely found the area where we need to come bring all of our dual sporters and test ride them, because man, this is a lot better of a run than we did before. And of course, back on the hard pack, she just grabs and wants to go. Well, all in all, very capable, lightweight, but still fun motorcycle. She's not an overpowered, horse-powered monster, but again, that is not the goal of this motorcycle. How light it is and how nimble it is definitely is part of the charm. The wide handlebar does absolutely 100% keep you stable, or helps to keep you stable out there in that softer sand and in the more aggressive off-road settings. Very enjoyable machine. A lot of fun. A lot of fun. Makes me super grateful to be in a position of life where this is my job. So guys, girls, anybody out there watching, until the next time, appreciate you tuning in. Thank you for watching. And well, we'll see you on the road.